Like me, I doubt you'd be surprised by news that rampant anti-Semitism has become so emboldened that jihadi language is now boldly chanted on the streets of Melbourne. And jihad means that it's not just the Jews that now live with fear, but every Australian who believes in peace and our way of life. Now, as we've seen ever since the October 7 atrocities, our public spaces have been routinely overrun by people displaying the world's oldest prejudice.
Oh Muslim, there is a Jew behind me, come and kill him.
And celebrating the slaughter of innocent women and children in the name of warped religion.
To the invading Jews we say, by Allah, the day you will be kicked out of Palestine is coming. The trees will speak, the stone will speak, and they'll say, oh Muslim, oh believer, there is a Yahudi behind me, come and kill him.
This has to be a spark for the Ummah, and a spark to the final solution. To unite the Muslim world under one leader, the Khalifa, the Imam, the Sultan.
Well, there was more of that in Melbourne last week and a protest outside the town hall. Only this time, the spectre of jihad was spoken about openly and public. Not contained to a fiery speech in a Sydney mosque, but brazenly shouted out on the streets of an Australian city. Here's the leader of the group explaining that Muslims, at least in his view, exalt the mothers of suicide bombers and wish that their own mothers were the mothers of so-called martyrs.
There is something very nice we say in Palestine Arabic. It's great. Every single martyr died, they go to their houses with a sweet. And they shout to his mother, said, you are very lucky, I wish my mom in your place. How are you going to defeat us? When we wish our mothers has the martyr in her house.
Apparently, according to what was reported exclusively in The Australian, Victorian police simply stood by while all of this was happening. Yet if praising anti-Jewish religious terrorism is not hate speech, then what is? As if celebrating martyrdom and jihad shouldn't worry every peace-loving Australian. As someone who's worked in the immigration portfolio and had plenty of security briefings about Islamic terrorism in the past, I remain deeply concerned about the way the Albanese government is processing visa applications out of Gaza. Deeply concerned about the number of people claiming Palestinian citizenship, granted visas in near record time, and the inability of our intelligence agencies to vet any of them adequately. Because once here, anyone on a visitor visa can simply use our system to apply for refugee status and remain, at least until their claim is assessed, and that can take years and years. Now, Australia is a generous country, and that should remain. But let's not mistake generosity for stupidity. Let's not allow people to come here without proper vetting, lest we find out too late that they sympathise with terrorism, or worse, have jihad in their hearts. As the journalist Paul Kelly observed in the media last week, Labor and the broader left have huge issues to confront here, given how strong the pro-Arab, anti-Israeli vote is in their electorates, in their party branches, even within their factions in Canberra. Now, of course, Muslim spokesmen, and it's almost always men, isn't it? We rarely hear from women leaders. Well, they insist that Islam is a religion of peace. But throwing around taunts about martyrs and jihad on the streets of Melbourne, well, that's not my version of peace, nor is it that of any Australian worthy of the name.